You know, buried deep inside your brain, there's a tiny little gland that's basically running the whole show. It's the mission control for your entire body, calling the shots on everything, from how tall you grow to how you handle stress. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the anterior pituitary.
So, any guesses? Yep, you got it. It's the anterior pituitary. And don't let its size fool you. This pea-sized powerhouse is like the master conductor of an orchestra, making sure every section of your body plays in perfect harmony.
All right, so let's get properly introduced. In this first part, we're going to figure out what exactly this master gland is and, more importantly, how it talks to the rest of your body.
Okay, so here's the official definition. The anterior pituitary, or the adenohypophysis if you want to get technical, is the front part of the pituitary gland. Just think of it as the ultimate command center. It's cranking out 6 major hormones that are absolutely essential for regulating growth, metabolism, reproduction, the big stuff. But how does it actually command all these different systems?
Well, it does it with something called tropic hormones. Now, this is a really cool concept. A tropic hormone is basically a hormone that doesn't do the work itself. Instead, its job is to travel to another gland and tell that gland what to do. It's like a middle manager. And get this, 4 of the 6 hormones we're about to cover are these kinds of messengers.
So let's meet the team. There are 6 of these crucial hormones, each with a very specific, very important job. We're going to break them down one by one.
First up, we've got 2 hormones that like to get their hands dirty. Instead of just telling other glands what to do, these 2 act directly on your body's tissues. They're all about building you up and providing nourishment.
Okay, let's start with a big one, growth hormone, or GH. It's a protein hormone. So how does it work? Well, the hypothalamus gives it the green light with a signal called GHRH. The red light, or inhibitor, comes from another hormone called somatostatin, or when the body just senses that, hey, we have enough growth factors circulating. And its targets? Pretty much everything. Your liver, bones, muscles, you name it. The effect is right there in the name. It promotes tissue growth.
So how exactly does it make you grow? Well, it's anabolic, which is just a fancy word for building things up. It boosts protein synthesis to create new tissue. It also nudges the liver to produce other growth factors, called IGFs. But here's the really clever part. It's also a master of managing your energy. It tells your body to burn fat for fuel, which spares precious glucose for your brain. It can even tap into your liver's emergency sugar stash if needed. Pretty smart, right?
Next on the list is prolactin, or PRL. This one is a peptide hormone. Now, what's really interesting here is its off switch. Most of the time, the hypothalamus is sending out dopamine to keep prolactin levels low. It's constantly being inhibited. It's only during pregnancy that the green light really comes on. And its target is laser-focused, the mammary glands. Its sole mission? To promote lactation, milk production.
All right, so we've seen the direct actors. Now, let's get back to those tropic hormones, the commanders. These next 2 are all about sending messages to 2 of the most important glands in your entire body.
First in this group is thyroid-stimulating hormone, TSH for short. It's a glycoprotein hormone. The logic is really straightforward. When your body senses that thyroid hormone levels are dropping, the hypothalamus sends a signal, and the pituitary releases TSH. Its target? No surprise here, the thyroid gland. And its job is to tell the thyroid to release its own hormones, the ones that control your entire metabolism.
Exactly. You can think of TSH as the gas pedal for your body's engine. It tells the thyroid when it's time to rev things up or when to ease off and conserve energy. It's the master regulator of your metabolic rate.
Our second command hormone is adrenocorticotropic hormone. Let's just call it ACTH. This is the body's main stress response signal. When the hypothalamus detects stress, it calls for ACTH. ACTH then makes a beeline for the outer layer of the adrenal glands, the adrenal cortex, with one urgent message: release cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone.
So yeah, let's be crystal clear about this. ACTH is the trigger. When you're stressed, it's ACTH that tells your adrenal glands to start pumping out cortisol to help your body cope with the situation. It also has a smaller side job of stimulating some androgens, but really, its main claim to fame is running the stress response show. Okay, time for our final pair of hormones. These 2 are also tropic hormones, but they have a very specific specialty: the reproductive system. They work as a team, and without them, reproduction just wouldn't happen.
First up, we have follicle-stimulating hormone, or FSH. It's a glycoprotein, and it gets its marching orders from GnRH, a signal from the hypothalamus. Its target is the gonads, so the ovaries in females and the testes in males. And its primary job is to get the production line going for gametes. We're talking about eggs and sperm.
And working right alongside FSH is luteinizing hormone, or LH. Take a look at its profile. It's almost identical. It's also a glycoprotein, it's stimulated by the very same GnRH signal, and it targets the same gonads. But its effect is totally different. In females, LH is the big trigger for ovulation. In males, it's the primary signal for producing testosterone.
And this is why you have to see them as a team. It's a perfect partnership. Think of FSH as the producer. It works behind the scenes to get the eggs or sperm mature and ready to go. Then LH is the trigger. It comes in at the critical moment to kick off the main event, like ovulation or to ramp up hormone production. Same boss, same target, but two distinct and complementary jobs.
Okay, so we have all these powerful hormones turning things on all over the body. It kind of makes you wonder, right? What turns them off? How does the system keep from just going completely haywire? Well, the answer is a beautifully elegant control mechanism.
It's called a negative feedback loop, and it works a lot like the thermostat in your house. Let's use TSH again as an example. Step 1. The hypothalamus sends out its signal. Step 2. The pituitary releases TSH. Step 3. The thyroid releases its hormones, warming up the body. And here's the crucial part, Step 4. Once those thyroid hormone levels get high enough, they actually travel back and tell the hypothalamus and pituitary to stop. The system just pauses until the levels drop again. It regulates itself.
And this isn't just some neat feature, it's absolutely critical. This built-in off switch is how your body maintains that delicate balance we call homeostasis. It makes sure hormone levels never get too high or too low. Almost every hormone we've discussed today is kept in check by a system just like this.
Whew, okay, that was a whirlwind tour of your body's mission control. So let's boil it all down and recap the most important points you should take away from all this. Here are the 3 big ideas. First, the anterior pituitary is the master gland. It's the boss that directs other glands using tropic hormones. Second, it makes 6 key hormones that are the master regulators for growth, metabolism, stress, and reproduction. And finally, and maybe most importantly, this whole powerful system is precisely controlled by those brilliant negative feedback loops, the body's essential off switches.
And that leaves us with one final thought. We've seen this incredibly complex, perfectly balanced system in action. So just take a second to consider what happens when just one of these tiny signals goes wrong. The ripple effects can be felt throughout the entire body, which just goes to show how unbelievably vital this tiny little gland really is.